This video shows how to import, prioritize, and route claims in ClaimRoute 360, including urgency, route building, scheduling, and the mobile app. Since this is a demo environment and claims aren't coming through exact analysis, we'll import a set of sample claims to work with here. In practice, these would arrive automatically from your carrier assignments. We'll start by selecting New Claims from the menu on the left. At the top of the panel, you'll see the option to import from a CSV file. Click that, then locate and select the file you want to load. The system reads the file and runs the import for you automatically. Once the import finishes, all of your claims populate the list exactly like this, ready to work. You'll see the claim number, the insured, the loss type, and the address for each one. From here, take a moment to look through them and identify which ones need triaging and which ones are more urgent than the rest. If they are, you'll adjust the urgency level right here in this column. If a claim needs to be inspected on the very first day, ahead of everything else, you can come over here and select how urgent it is from the drop-down. This one will mark as very urgent since it needs eyes on it immediately, and this one will go ahead and set to high. Those urgency levels are then factored into the routing engine and weighted accordingly when the route is built, so the claims that matter most get scheduled first, rather than simply falling wherever the geography happens to place them in the run. When routing your full set of claims, let's assume you've reviewed each one, and these are the only urgent ones. The next step is to move over here to the routing section in the left sidebar. Set your goals here by entering your starting address and your ending address. With both addresses in, the route has its start and end. Then set your start date, whichever day you want the routing to begin. In this case, we'll use tomorrow. That's already set for us. You can choose whether the route begins with the closest stops or the furthest ones. Starting with the closest is the most common approach, and it's what we'll use. Next, set the arrival time for your very first stop of the day. Here we'll go ahead and enter 8 a.m. as the start. If your average inspection runs about 45 minutes, enter 45 here, and the router will budget that per stop. For maximum stops, if you only want 5 inspections in a day, enter 5, and it won't overload you. And your maximum daily route time is set here at 540 minutes, which is 9 hours door to door. The system accounts for both your drive time and your service time when it builds the route against that limit. It won't exceed that limit, so on a heavy drive time day you may only reach 4 claims instead of 5, and the system will simply carry the rest forward into the next day. If you take lunch breaks, you can enable this option and it will schedule them in for you automatically around your stops, or you can leave it switched off entirely. We'll turn it on here so you can see how it works inside the route. Blackout dates go into this section as well, and that covers anything from doctor's appointments to dedicated write-up days, or any other standing commitment you need kept clear of inspections. Right now there's one already set for tomorrow, blocking out the window between 9 and 10 a.m., and you can add as many of these as your schedule needs. For this example, we'll delete that entry. Then we'll select Save Goals to lock it in. And with that, your goals are saved and ready to route against. And these are all of the claims that are available to be routed. We'll select all of the claims in the list here. The system confirms 40 claims selected out of the 40 shown. So that's the full list of 40. Next, we'll click on Build Route. The system processes everything and generates the route. We'll give that a moment to complete. And there it is, the route is built. And there's the finished route plotted right across the map. Each day of the route is shown in a different color on the map, so you can see the shape of the whole week at a single glance. Your stops are listed over here on the right. This is day 1, Sunday the 9th, with 5 stops on it. It shows your total drive time, your total mileage, and your total service time for that day. And below that, it breaks everything down stop by stop, listed in the order that you'll actually drive them. To move to a different day, just select whichever one you want to review, and the map and the list both update together. Hover over a stop in the list and the matching pin on the map starts pulsing, so you can tell at a glance exactly where that claim sits in the day. And it works in reverse as well. Hover over a pin on the map and it highlights that same stop back in the list. You can also pop this panel out and drag it onto a second monitor if you prefer to keep the route open beside your other work. And you can collapse the sidebar to widen the view, since there are more columns available along the side than you can see at this width. You have both a month view and a day view available here. This is where you can click and drag appointments to reschedule them. You can do that within the current day, or switch to month view and drag them across different days. You'll be prompted to pick a time for the new appointment. Then on the map, the day you're currently on shows in purple. Or select Show All, and it displays every one of your routed days at once. You can see how all the days stack up across the map. You can select each of these days and move right through the full route. And here's the whole month laid out, every stop scheduled. So that covers the routing process. Once you're satisfied and the whole route looks correct, select Commit to Schedule. And that commits the entire route at once. From there, you'll select your first claim, which is scheduled for tomorrow morning. Then you'll work your way down the list from there and start making all of your calls. You'll notice that these claims were all routed toward the beginning. Counting through them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all on the first day, but not in that exact order, because routing them that way would have been less efficient. They were, however, placed early on within the overall route, which is what matters. From here, you'll open the claim and select the phone number to place your first call. There are 2 ways to place calls here. You can call directly through Claim Route 360 if you have it configured, or you can simply use your own phone instead. The system opens the Microsoft Picker, where you select your device if your phone happens to be connected to your PC. And if you're using your cell phone, the process works exactly the same way, and the call is placed through your cell rather than through the computer. Once the call ends, your call disposition window opens automatically, so you can log exactly what happened while the conversation is still fresh in your mind, rather than trying to reconstruct it later. If contact was made, leave this on. This is your call notes field. And these are templates. Several are already available. We'll assume we reached them. We'll record that contact was made and that the appointment has now been scheduled with the insured, and the log fills in around it. You'll see the insured's name right there, along with the date and the time and the 1-hour arrival window that you gave them on the call. Access to the address is confirmed, along with the phone number that was called, and every bit of it is captured in the log for you. All of that information is pulled directly from the claim automatically, so there's nothing to retype. If this is your first contact with the insured, leave it set to confirmed, along with the inspection date and time you agreed on. This determines the status that the claim will move to next once you save. Right now it's sitting in routed status since the route has been built, but nothing is confirmed yet. And once you confirm the appointment time, it changes straight over to confirmed. If the appointment needs to be rescheduled, enable this option and you'll be prompted for a new date and time. And assignments that come through XactAnalysis are linked back to it automatically. Selecting Send First Contact to XactAnalysis updates your first contact record and adds a note there confirming that contact was made, with the date and time stamped on it. All of that happens automatically in the background. All you have to do is click Save Over in XactAnalysis to commit it. It opens the correct page for you, pulls up the right claim, and enters everything in, so there's no copying details back and forth between the two systems. Now, since this particular claim came in through a CSV file rather than through XactAnalysis, there's nothing to link it back to, so that step isn't available on this one. So instead, we'll just go ahead and select Save Log. Move to the next claim and repeat. This one is confirmed, this one is still routed. Continue down the list, completing your calls. Back on the dashboard, you can see the full picture at a glance. In this case, 39 claims routed and 1 confirmed. And everything you need is displayed right here on one screen, broken out by status. Every one of these columns is sortable, so you can select any header and sort the list whichever way you need to work it that day. You can also open the Columns menu to control exactly what's displayed on screen. If you uncheck when a claim was received, for instance, that column disappears from the view entirely, and it stays hidden until you decide to turn it back on again. Your claims move through all of these statuses automatically. You can see they went from new claims to routed once the route was built, and then switched to confirmed once an appointment was set. And when you're out in the field using the mobile app, navigating. To the loss, selecting inspection completed in the mobile app updates the status here automatically. And to move a claim all the way to completed, you can either change the status manually or complete the estimate. And the status carries all the way through to completed. To do that, select Estimate here and enter the estimate amount. Below that, you'll see no fee schedule has been added yet, along with an option to add one. From there, you'll import the fee. Schedule. And the AI reads it and detects the entire fee schedule along with how it's structured, so you're not entering it line by line. It then populates the fee amount for you. If your rate is 65%, you only have to enter that one time and it carries forward. And once the inspection has been marked completed and the estimate has been added against it, the claim moves through to completed automatically, with no extra step from you. That covers the core of working claims. Now let's cover the remaining sections. Under Today, this is the mobile app view that you'll be working from out in the field. When you head out to run your inspections, Street View shows you exactly where you're going, so you recognize the property before you even pull up to it. Select Navigate to Property, and it will take you straight there in your Maps app. If you're running late, or you need to reach the insured on the way over, there are shortcut buttons right here. And once you arrive, select Start Inspection. That starts the timer, which tracks how long each of your inspections actually takes you. And that number feeds straight into your reporting and analytics. From there, you can capture your photos, and every one of them attaches directly to this claim rather than sitting in your camera roll. So by the time you're back in front of your computer, they're already all there waiting for you, with nothing to transfer manually. Then select Download All, and you get a single zip file labeled with the file name, the insured's name, and the claim number, ready to drop straight into your claim file without renaming anything. There's one more step that's worth building into your routine here. It can happen at any point in the process, but it works best once the inspection is finished and you're back sitting in your vehicle while everything is still fresh. Scope notes can be entered right here and dictated using speech to text, so you're not standing in a driveway typing on a phone. Just speak normally, the way you would to a colleague, and capture everything you need about the claim, the damage you found, and anything the insured mentioned while you were on site. Then, with all of your scope notes recorded against the claim, select Complete Inspection, and it's done. Select Next Claim, and the app moves you straight to the following one. You'll see the next property on your route, and simply repeat the process. And you can switch between satellite view and street view at any time. And this is your Today Messages section. From here you can text or email the insured directly through the system without ever leaving the app. And this is your reporting section. The more claims you complete, the more this fills in, tracking your total mileage, your drive time, and all the related metrics behind them. It also tracks your income and all of your fees as they come through. These charts populate over time, giving you a full range of analytics to work from, and it tracks every call too, outbound, inbound, missed calls, and voicemails, so you can see your whole contact effort at a glance without adding it up yourself. Everything can also be broken down by deployment. Right now, this is set to all storms, but you'll want to create a storm or deployment name for each individual event that you work. For daily claims, you can simply label it daily and leave it at that. And if you work storms, this is a good way of keeping everything separated, so you can segment by storm and have all of the analytics in here report back on a per-storm basis, which makes it far easier to see how a particular deployment actually performed for you when it's over, and how that compares against the last one you worked. This is your financials page, which tracks all of your fee schedules, the income coming in and what you've received versus what's still outstanding. This is an additional map view where you can review and filter all of your claims on a bigger map. Filter it down to just the claims you want to see. This is where you'll keep track of all of your storms. When you create a new one, you'll name it, the system assigns it a code automatically, and then you enter the dates. We've already covered the email import feature. Next is Settings, which holds all of the different configuration options available in here. Start by adding your home address here. This one is separate from your route's start and end address, and it's used purely for tracking your mileage. Then, if you travel out to work a catastrophe deployment, the system calculates your mileage from your home address all the way to your hotel, which is a leg that's easy to lose track of. Those miles attach to your analytics, so your total mileage is tracked accurately across the whole deployment, and none of it gets missed when it comes time to file. This is where you enter your adjuster name and configure your phone. We'll cover that phone setup in a separate video and walk through it step by step. From here, you can work through the rest. This is where you configure your texting and your notifications. Under fee schedules, you enter your rate, something like 65%. Upload the schedule itself, and the system extracts all of the data for you. And these are all of your fees within that schedule, with the calculations handled automatically. This feature here is entirely optional. It places a marker on the dashboard for any claim that you want to flag for yourself for whatever reason you happen to need it. It's separate from urgency. Urgency is what drives your routing and the order that you inspect in, while this one is purely a visual marker for your own reference. If you need to mark a claim for any reason at all, here's exactly how that works in practice. The tags are fully customizable, so you can name them whatever suits the way you work. Start by selecting the claims you want to mark, and you'll see these options appear down below. This is where you assign your tags. Select Assign Tags, then choose the one you want from the list. In this case, we'll apply High Severity, which is useful for claims that need extra attention or a second set of eyes. You'll see it displayed over here, and those claims are now marked, so they stand out anywhere they appear in the system. To remove a tag, simply select the X, and it's gone again. You'll notice there are several other options available down here as well, including bulk actions you can run across everything you've selected. And if you need to label a whole group of claims under a specific storm, you can add them and select your storm right here, which keeps that batch grouped together for reporting later on. Keep in mind the storm itself would need to be created under the Storms section first, otherwise it won't show up as an option in this list. If you prefer working with printed materials, there are options for that as well. Under Labels, you can highlight all of these. Select Labels, choose what it is you want to print, and the system generates these different label sizes for you to pick from depending on what you've got loaded. So if you're using the Avery 3.5 by 4-inch labels for the folders that you carry out to inspections, it prints every one of them at once, in the same order as your route. You can also print directly from here. Selecting Print generates a deck sheet covering every one of your claims at once, rather than one at a time. Just click Print and walk away, and it produces the entire set for you. Put them in your folders, and all of your claim information is right there in front of you when you pull up to the property. And there's no need to go into exact analysis and print each one of them out individually, one claim at a time, which is the part that usually eats half your morning before you've even left the house. Up at the top right of the screen, you'll find the notification bell sitting there. Any emails, text messages, phone calls, or tasks that you receive will appear underneath it, all gathered together in the one place. And a little red indicator appears there whenever you have something new sitting and waiting on you. Next, let's open up one of these claims and review the claim details page. Here's everything on the claim, including all of the weather data. If there's a public adjuster involved, enter their information here, along with contracts, the adjusting firm, and the carriers. These are your files. You can order roof reports right here. Select Order Roof Report, then Order Report. Position the pin to confirm the correct building and submit. When the report is ready, it appears under Reports. Wind and hail reports are also available. Request the last 12 months, and it returns your wind speed and hail size. That's measured within a 25-mile radius, which you can adjust as needed. Now back up here under the Overview tab, there's one more thing worth knowing. All of these cards you're seeing on the page are movable, and whatever layout you choose carries through across the entire system, not just on this one claim. So reposition them however you like. If you'd rather have your tasks sitting up at the top where you'll see them first thing, then just move them there. This is the default order you're looking at right now, but you can organize the whole thing however works best for the way that you actually work a file day to day. Under Tasks, you can add a task name and then set a due date and time against it. Need to call an insured back on Thursday? Set it up right here and it will appear under the bell icon when it's due. Your notes go in here as well, and they stay attached to the claim. Templates are available too, and you can create brand new ones right here for anything you find yourself typing repeatedly. And you can view every one of the tokens that you're able to pull into them. Build a template and it pulls the insured's information in for you. And this section holds all of your communication. And your templates are ready to use from here on. That will all display right here. Next, photos. Any that you captured during the inspection appear in this section. Select Download All and the folder downloads to your computer. Any notes that you save are stored right here, including all of your scope notes. Tasks appear here too, along with the claim contacts and the insured's name and phone number. And you can upload and save any files right here. This is the insured upload link. Select Create Link, then select Text to send that link straight over to them. From there, they can upload photos, files, documents, or anything else they need to share with you directly from their phone with no app to install. Whatever they send across appears right here under Insured Files, while Internal Files holds on to anything that you upload yourself, so the two never get mixed together and you always know which is which. It's a fast, simple way for the insured to get information over to you without any back and forth over email or waiting on attachments. And that covers the essentials to get you up and running with ClaimRoute 360. If you have any questions along the way, just let me know and I'll be happy to help. Import claims, set urgency, build optimized routes, schedule inspections, and manage everything from the mobile app.